What's up, everybody? Frank Valkyria, welcome to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about this. Yes, JD and Amber H. This is quite a bombshell, actually, in the way that when you put it back to back, it's actually very interesting because this might slip under the table for a lot of people. So I want to thank first Incredibly Average that it's releasing this deposition of Rocky Pennington from 2016. Rocky Pennington being the best friend of the time of AH, and she's narrating about this birthday party, famous incident that many of us know, and there is discrepancies between her memory of this and the Whitney one, the sister, in the deposition of the trial now in May of 2022. That's so freaking interesting. And thank you, Incredibly Average, for sharing this with us. This is part of his live stream. This is just the first part. He's going to post more. I look forward to check that out. So let's listen to this. Bam.
Behind her chair, and I tapped him, and I asked him to tell one of my favorite stories that he tells about her.
And what was that story?
He said that they had great conversation about books and music, and that he was very impressed with how worldly and smart she was.
Okay. And Johnny agreed to tell that story?
Yes.
Okay. And were you listening to Johnny when he was telling that story?
Yes.
And was he able to speak in full sentences?
He was able to speak in full sentences.
Okay. And I'm assuming his speech wasn't slurred or impaired in any way?
Not to my knowledge.
You were listening, correct?
Yes.
And you didn't hear his speech impaired or slurred in any way, is that correct?
Okay, I just want to, she asked him if he was able to speak properly, right? And she said the truth, of course, you know, like quick, boom. Yes, he was able. And then she turns her face like, oh shit, I mean, I wasn't supposed to say that. The script is loading. I forgot the script. Now what does it mean? I mean, it's unbelievable. This Rocky Pennington looks like she's in pain on the stand. Like she's tormented in between trying to help the friend and not to lie, you know, but keep the script in mind. Like you really feel it in her face, the way she moves. Of course, it's just my opinion. I'm not, you know, judging anyone in that way. But anyhow, let's re-listen to this.
Not to my knowledge.
You were listening, correct?
Yes.
And you didn't hear his speech impaired or slurred in any way, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And he told the story as you had asked him to do?
Yes.
Okay.
Having a really good time. Everyone was having fun. You know, Johnny showed up very, very late. And he was drunk when he showed up. Amber was obviously upset about it, but there came a time in the party where we all went around the table and said our favorite thing about Amber, you know, just funny memories or whatever. When it came to Johnny's turn, he told this story about how they first met when they met for the Rum Diary. So, you know, he had this story about how she came in to his office and she sat on the couch and her perfect ass left a perfect imprint on the couch, and he wouldn't let anyone sit there after she left that day. And it was one of those stories that everyone was kind of embarrassed. You know, we had all gone around the table saying really nice things about her, and gets to him and he's talking about her ass. We were all kind of embarrassed.
So first of all, you really feel the mannerism, the way she's telling the story. Nothing feels authentic, honestly. And actually feels also like she's just there, like really also in pain, but in the way that she knows she's lying. She knows she's reading from a script. She added something that wasn't there. You heard years before, when the recollection was fresher, right, of Rocky Pennington telling the story that actually JD praised her for how brilliant she was and how well read, right? And here they added something, and I wonder why. Because in the whole scheme of things, you know, they needed at every step of the way to make Johnny Depp looking like a drunk and all the other things, which was truly a technique. If you've seen the trial, you know that that's the case. Hammered down by the lawyers, by her sisters, AH herself. And it's fascinating to be called out on the BS by actually her best friends that years before basically told the truth. And she probably regretted it. That's why she looked at the at the lawyer on the side. So again, another example that people should not forget that the story did change, and when you put it back to back like this, it's a great reminder, because now I see those posts going around, story of Amber H never changed. I beg to differ, okay? See, I also have here, this just came out, was on this show of Sirius XM, the podcast, and then broadcasted also by Megyn Kelly show. So they are interviewing Paulina Porizkova that shares a journey story of when they worked together on, I think the movie is this one here, Arizona Dream, which I watched. A great movie. I'm gonna all right, I'm getting there, okay? All right, let's listen to this.
Stars like Brad Pitt, Johnny Depp, like people lose their minds when they get around them.
Again, on a movie set, people know how to be around movie stars. You know, they don't lose their minds. And Johnny was so nice. He was so kind to the people around him that he sort of became everybody's friend. He was just like genuinely liked by everybody on the set. And I really took note of this. I thought, you know, where he went, he created a little calm space around him of gentleness, of niceness, of kindness. And people really responded to that. And I thought, that stuck. I was like, I want to do that. I want to be like that. You know, and we all
Did you ever ask him about it or tell him this?
Well, I just want to show you this clip, of course. I hope I don't get blocked by this. But it's just impressive how everybody that comes out and has a story about this guy, it's always consistent with this personality. And I will add also something else in regard to his darker side of the personality. But this dude, as the typical like person that has suffered a lot, that has went through probably his childhood suffering from the mother and so on and so forth, and he just brought himself into the world, into the working place, tried to be the best he could be for others, humble, kind, gentle, you know, not a snob, because people like this know what it means to suffer, and they're kind to others. And in regards of why did all the drugs and the alcohol and all the other things, it makes perfect sense. A lot of people like this, which they suffered from early on in childhood and so on and so forth for their upbringing, a lot of time they internalize and they, you know, they basically turn towards themselves, you know, by abusing themselves in their way. So and he said that himself. There was only, you know, he did abuse himself. He never abused somebody else, and it's consistent with what he does, this guy. It's unbelievable. Like, you can pick up a story of 25 years ago, you can pick up a story or whatever. This guy has that mannerism, that kind of gentle personality, because he knows, you know, that you have to be kind to other people. Always spread love. That's exactly what I mean by that, you know, because you don't know what people are going through. You don't know where they're coming from. So a lot of time people are so freaking entitled, and it's just heartwarming to see that more people come forward telling us what we already know. And again, wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Guys, please consider subscribing here also on Twitter or on YouTube. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you every single day. Take care of yourself.